Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes and thank you so much for joining me on this video. We got a handful of games tonight. We got literally a handful. We got 10 games on the schedule tonight, so let's get into it. Starting off in Montreal, we have the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Buffalo Sabres, who are trying to end their 10-game losing skid, and spoiler, they do not, in an absolutely humbling fashion. Patrik Laine was the main character in this game. He scores 3 goals, getting his hat-trick, Le Chapeau, in a 6-1 win at the Bell Center tonight. Yuri Slafkovsky, he had a goal and an assist tonight. He had a big game finally. He's been struggling as of late for the Habs. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Lane Hutson each had 2 assists for Montreal tonight, who improved to 12, 16, and 3, and they moved 1 point ahead of Buffalo. Bragging rights, I guess you can call it. Sam Montembeault, the third string goalie, coming up at the Four Nations faceoff for Team Canada. He had 20 saves in the win tonight. Dylan Cousins, he gets a goal tonight after his little temper tantrum in the Leafs game the other night. The Sabres, they dropped to 11, 17, and 4, now underneath the Montreal Canadiens in the standings, 7th in the Atlantic Division. They're 0-8-3 during this losing skid and have not won since November 23rd. Absolutely horrible. This even comes after their owner, Terry Pegula, comes to Montreal, has a little talk with the team, says they have confidence in this team, and it still did nothing for this squad. They still laid an absolute egg in Montreal tonight. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen got the start for the Sabres in this game, but eventually got replaced by Reimer in the third period, who made 6 saves. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I'm glad I dropped him. Actually, he was part of my trade for Nathan MacKinnon, and boy, oh boy, am I glad I made that trade and got rid of UPL quickly because, man, he is on an absolutely terrible skid right now. Patrik Laine, he is also on my fantasy team. He's having an absolutely amazing start to his season after his setback in preseason getting hurt. He has scored 6 goals in 7 games. Absolutely amazing. And they have all been on the power play on that spot, the Ovechkin spot, you could call it. All 6 goals in 7 games have been since December the 3rd. Nick Suzuki and Lane Hutson each have 5 assists on Laine's goals. This was also his 11th career hat-trick. Amazing accomplishment. Montreal Canadiens beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-1, handing them their 11th straight loss. Patrik Laine, hat-trick, amazing start to the season for him. Moving on, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Los Angeles Kings in Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Penguins rallied late and picked up the win in overtime 3-2. Rickard Rakell was the hero for the Penguins tonight. Absolutely amazing tip in the slot from an Erik Karlsson point shot. It was between the legs. It was absolutely beautiful. This was Rakell's 14th goal of the season. He leads the Penguins this season so far. The Penguins actually on a bit of a hot streak right now. They are 7-2-1 in their past 10 games. Nedeljkovic, he was in net for this one tonight, making 29 saves in a winning effort. Matt Grzelcyk was the regulation hero, I guess you could call him, scoring the late goal in the third period tonight. Evgeny Malkin, he also scores for the Penguins, while Michael Bunting, former Leaf. I actually really miss Bunting on this Leafs team. Even though I'm happy with the Leafs team, Bunting was a really good part of the Leafs team. Anyways, he's a Penguin now. Dubas loves his players. Michael Bunting, he had 2 assists for the Penguins tonight, who improved. I feel like I'm doing the quotes a lot. They improved to 14, 14, and 5. But this is a winning streak that the Penguins are on, so you can't really slam them for improving, I guess. Adrian Kempe and Alex Turcotte were the goal scorers for the LA Kings tonight. Turcotte's goal was an amazing solo effort. He turned on the Jets. He is fast. I did not realize how fast Alex Turcotte was, but he took the puck, screamed down the right-hand side, tucked it, an absolutely beautiful wrist shot past Nedeljkovic for his goal. Vladislav Gavrikov, he also had 2 assists in the losing effort tonight, making the Kings 18-9-4. They're still having a very good season. I'm not too worried about this Kings team. They still got a point. It's a loss, but a point is a point. Although a point is a point, they have lost 2 of 3, but before that they had won their previous 6. So like I said, I'm not too worried, but 2 of 3, that is starting to become a pattern and something that we should keep an eye on, and hopefully it doesn't continue for the Kings. Darcy Kemper, he was also in net for the Kings tonight in the losing effort. He made 28 saves. Penguins rally late to beat the Kings in overtime 3-2 thanks to Rickard Rakell. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning facing off against the Columbus Blue Jackets and Tampa Bay, where the Lightning win 5-3. Jake Gensel, he's having an amazing start to the season. He is on the USA roster for a very deserved reason. He extended his goal streak to 7 games in a row. adding on an assist on top of that. Absolutely amazing little stretch of games that he's on. Nick Paul, he also had a goal and 2 assists for the Lightning, who improved their record to 17, 10, and 2. They're starting to creep up in the playoff race. The Lightning, they have won 5 of 6, and they were winning 4-0 upon entering the third period. And no, I don't know if I would say they almost let it slip, but they did make it closer than anybody ever would have thought. Andrei Vasilevsky, he made 28 saves. And speaking of Andrei Vasilevsky, he released a video, or the company that made his new mask released a video. And I mentioned before that I'm a huge jersey and I love seeing the goalies release their new masks. But I'm going to play it right now on the background or in the screen, something. But it's called the Sub-Zero Paint, or his black version mask. And if you pour cold water on it, it activates and shows different colors depending on the temperature of the mask. It's absolutely amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it before, and I hope goalies continue to do it because it's so cool. So for the mask, in room temperature, it's white and pale blue, as you see in the video, and on the ice it's gonna be a black and blue, and it looks like a bit of like maroon almost. I don't know what that color is, but it's so cool and absolutely amazing. I love the technology that you can do with this, and I hope it continues for many other goalies. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, Michael Piutia, I think is how you say it. I tried listening to the clip like 3 or 4 times, and I think that's what the announcer said. Mikhail Piutia, the Finnish forward, he picks up his second of the season. Adam Fantilli and Cole Sillinger each scored for the Blue Jackets. Their record drops to 12, 15, and 5. They're continuing to drop in the standings. They're 0, 3, and 2 in their past 5 games. Not a great little run that they're on. Kirill Marchenko for the Blue Jackets, he added 2 assists for the game. And Jet Greaves, he's been making a couple more starts for the Blue Jackets. I don't know what's going on with their other goaltenders, but he made 27 saves in the losing effort. The goal scorers for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they were Glenn Denning, Paul Gensel, like we mentioned before. He picked up his 18th. Chaffee, I've never heard of the guy, but he's got 6 goals this season, so he's obviously contributing to the team. And then Braden Point, he picks up his 21st on the empty net. Absolutely amazing season that he's having as well. Earned his spot on the Canadian roster for the Four Nations face-off. Lightning beat up on the Columbus Blue Jackets, end up winning 5-3 at home on Tuesday night. We move down south where the Carolina Hurricanes were playing the New York Islanders. The Hurricanes end up beating the crap out of the Islanders, winning 4-0 at home. A couple stand-up players for the Hurricanes tonight. Sebastian Aho, he had a goal and an assist. Great night for him. Shane Gostisbehere. Ever since I've started these videos, I've been mentioning Gostisbehere a lot, so it's sticking out to me that he's having a very good season after coming over from the Detroit Red Wings. A couple of my Detroit Red Wings fans have really missed Gostisbehere, and it's hard not to miss these players as the Red Wings are struggling so much. But Gostisbehere moves over to the Carolina Hurricanes, having a great season for them. He had 2 assists for the Hurricanes tonight, who improved to 20, 10, and 1, and they have also won 2 in a row. Pyotr Kochetkov, I think is how you say it. He gets his first shutout of the season. It's his 9th of his NHL career. He made 32 saves. Absolutely amazing standout performance in net for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. Ilya Sorokin, he got the start for the New York Islanders tonight, but he did not make the entirety of the game. Marcus Hogberg, he made 6 saves in relief for the New York Islanders. Sorokin, he had let 4 goals in on 23 shots and got replaced at the start of the third period for the Islanders, whose record dropped to 12, 14, and 7. Patrick Waugh, what is going on with your team? It's not what they expected for this season, and man, I don't know. Maybe New York general managers have to have a little meeting, except for the Devils, because the Devils are doing absolutely amazing. They won again tonight. They've lost 3 of 4, this Islanders team, and they are not looking good whatsoever. They play very defensive hockey as well, and it's boring hockey. Lou Lamoriello, his hockey teams play very boring hockey, and it's bad enough that it's boring, but it's bad enough when it's boring and you're losing. So it's just not enjoyable for the fans on Long Island right now. Andrei Svechnikov, he scored in the first period for his 12th of the season. Martinic, Jost, and Sebastian Aho all scored in the second period to make it 2, 3, and 4-0 for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes beat up on the Islanders, end up winning 4-0 at home on Tuesday night. We move on down to Nashville, where the Predators are taking on the New York Rangers. They end up winning 2-0 at home. Jonathan Marchessault, he's continuing his little hot streak of games. He scored to extend his point streak to 4 games tonight. He has 3 goals and 3 assists in that time. Adam Wilsby gets his first career NHL goal. Congratulations to him. Amazing accomplishment. The Predators, they improve to 9-17-6. They've won 2 of their past 3 games after losing 8 straight. So, woohoo, 2 of 3. It is an improvement. You can't do much worse than lose 8 straight, except lose 9 straight. So, you broke that streak. Congratulations. You have now won 2 of 3. Let's see if you can continue that and actually be the team that everybody expected you to be this season. The Rangers are 15-15-1. They have lost 5 of their past 6 games and are 3-11-0 in their past 14 games. That is absolutely unacceptable by Ranger standards. I cannot believe how bad this team is being right now. Chris Drury, it's almost kind of started since Chris Drury released that little press release saying, this player's for sale, this player's for sale. He's traded one of those players. Trouba's gone, and your team is still trash. What is going on? 4 New York teams have played tonight. I guess you can consider New Jersey its own state because it technically is, I think. But 3 of 4 New York suburb teams lost tonight, and they're all doing terrible. The Rangers, the Islanders, and the Sabres, they all lost tonight in embarrassing fashion. 2 of the 3 teams didn't even score. How does this even happen? I don't understand how bad these New York teams are being right now. The Devils, they're the only saving grace for that state. Igor Shesterkin, maybe he might be regretting signing that huge contract. He made 30 saves tonight, and I have no idea what to do with this Rangers team. I'm dumbfounded. Like I mentioned a little earlier before, Adam Wilsby, he pushed it to 2-0 just over halfway into the 3rd period, scoring his first goal of the season. Amazing accomplishment for him. Nothing can take that away from him. Predators beat the New York Rangers 2-0 at home on Tuesday night, continuing this extremely embarrassing run of games for the New York Rangers. As we wrap up the night for the New York teams, we ended on a happy note as the Devils, they beat the St. Louis Blues 4-1 in St. Louis. The New York Devils, they improved to 21-10-3. They have won 3 in a row with this victory, and this victory, it also brings them to first in the Metropolitan Division, just ahead of the Washington Capitals, since the Capitals lost tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks. So, tough night for the Capitals. We'll cover that in a little bit. But the Devils, they get that first place spot secured for now. Andre Palat, Brennan Dillon, and Jesper Bratt, they all scored for the Devils tonight in the win, but the highlight player, Stefan Noesen, he was playing in his 400th career game tonight. Absolutely amazing accomplishment to make it that far. Not many people do at all. He scores in that game, 400th game, he gets a goal, and it was also his 14th goal of the season. It matches his NHL career high that he made with the Hurricanes last year, so it's almost a guarantee unless he gets a season-ending injury, and nobody is wishing for that for this player. But it's almost a guarantee that he will be breaking his career best 4 goals in a season. Jack Hughes, he also had 2 assists in the game. Jacob Markstrom, former Calgary Flame, he made 20 saves in the victory. Jordan Kyrou, former Sarnia Sting, he scores in his 5th straight game. He's absolutely on fire right now. Jordan Binnington, he made 24 saves for the Blues tonight. The Blues dropped to 15-15-3. They're 1-2-1 in their past 4. Absolutely stinky run of games that they've been on. And I don't know if they've won since acquiring Cam Fowler. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, adding a new guy into the mix, but they better pick it up, and they better pick it up quick. The Blues, they tried to pull off the miracle with the empty net. They did get a goal from Kyrou, who scored from the left circle, but it did not do anything for the team. That made the game 3-1, but then Bratt, he scored the empty netter for the nail in the coffin goal to make it 4-1, and that's what it ended up being for the final. So the Devils, they're the bright spot for New York tonight. They win 4-1 against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis tonight, where Stefan Noesen, he has a career game, his 400th game, and his 14th goal, matching his career best. Moving on, we have my hometown team, the Calgary Flames, playing the Boston Bruins at the Dome tonight, where the Flames ended up giving up the lead and losing in overtime 4-3. David Pastrnak got the winner for the Bruins in overtime tonight. It was a nice shot. It just sneaked by the blocker of Dustin Wolf. Elias Lindholm, former Flame, this was his first time playing in Calgary since getting traded to the Vancouver Canucks last year. I think it was at the end of January. It might have even been January 31st for all I can remember. He got traded to the Vancouver Canucks, never ended up coming back to play in Calgary, and then he signed this 7-year deal in the summer on the same day as Zadorov, former Flame again, on the Bruins. So Lindholm, he signs a 7-year deal. He had a big game tonight. He had a goal and an assist. Morgan Geekie and Mark McLaughlin also scored in this game, and the Bruins improved their record to 17, 13, and 3, and they've won 6 of 8. And as I'm saying this, as a Flames fan who lost to the Bruins tonight, and as a Leafs fan, that sucks. I hate the Bruins. Jeremy Swayman, he looked a little rocky at some points in this game, but he didn't end up making 20 saves in this win. For the Flames, it was Nazem Kadri, Matt Coronado, and Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini, scoring his first goal as a Flame in his second stint as a Flame. Like I mentioned a little earlier, it was Wolf and Net who got the loss. He made 31 saves in this game for the Flames, who dropped to 15, 11, and 6. And I think they've lost about 4 or 5 of their last 6. It's a not great run, not good at all run for the Flames right now. Both Boston and Calgary scored 2 goals consecutively extremely quick. For the Bruins, it was 2 goals in 3 minutes in the third period to erase that 2-goal deficit. For Calgary, it was twice in 27 seconds in the second period to take the 2-0 lead. That was extremely fun to watch. Nobody really expected that coming out. They started this game, the Flames, extremely fast, extremely well. They were zipping the puck everywhere, and it just, in the long run, it didn't go their way, but there were positive things to take from this game, but there's a lot of negatives in the past couple games for the Flames, and they better get it figured out quickly, or else there's zero chance that they'll make the playoffs. Flames lose at home at the Saddle Dome to the Bruins 4-3 in overtime. We go to Chicago, where the Blackhawks have a huge come-from-behind victory against the Washington Capitals. They end up winning 3-2. Just like Sunday against the Islanders, the Blackhawks wait super late to scrounge out a victory from the grasp of defeat. Soderblom, he was in net for the Blackhawks tonight. He made 20 saves, and the Blackhawks improve to 11, 19, and 2. Ilya Mikheyev, he got a goal and an assist. His goal was shorthanded, so that's a huge thing for the Blackhawks. That was a momentum swinger in this game. Teuvo Teravainen, he had 3 assists in this game. This was also Teravainen's second straight 3-point game, so he's on a bit of a hot streak right now, and that is exactly what the Blackhawks need at this point in the season. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Andrew Mangiapane, former Flame, they were both the goal scorers for the Washington Capitals tonight. They both scored in the first period. Mangiapane's goal, absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the finalists for goal of the season. Absolutely amazing work, dangling around the defenseman. I think it was TJ Brody, and he just kept moving his feet, dangled around it, and then just slotted it right past Thompson. Absolutely amazing goal. You should go check it out. Logan Thompson, unfortunately, I picked him up for fantasy today, and he ended up getting the loss, but that's okay. He made 20 saves for the Capitals, who dropped to 21, 8, and 2. They're still having an absolutely amazing season. At the time of this recording, the Winnipeg Jets are tied 3-3, so that means that the Capitals and Jets are right neck and neck with each other still. Weird travel day for the Capitals today. They had to end up staying in Dallas overnight and then didn't get to Chicago until like noon today, so horrible travel scheduling, and that could very well have an aspect to this game where they were tired, they were not jet lagged, but they just, their whole schedules are mixed up. These players, they have naps, and I know it sounds like a luxury, but it can mess with a guy trying to do his job. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but it's a very good possibility that this is why they didn't look up to the game at all during this game, and they were going to be lucky to win this game, if I'm being completely honest. One little note to quickly add to this game. This was Connor Bedard's 100th career NHL game. Congratulations to him. It could have been a lot more by this point, but he had that big injury last year, which kept him out for a bunch of games. The Blackhawks, they get the victory super late in this game again, just like Sunday. They end up winning 3-2 against the Washington Capitals. We go to the West Coast, where the Ottawa Senators are looking to continue their winning streak against the Seattle Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena. And the Ottawa Senators are successful in that bid, winning 3-0 against the Seattle Kraken. Linus Ullmark, there's nothing else to really say about this guy except for how amazing of a season that he is having. He actually started off kind of weak for the Senators, and the Senators fans were starting to think, oh my goodness, what have we done? We are signing another goalie to another big contract that's not living up to it. What's happening? But he's worth every cent that the Ottawa Senators are paying for him. He made 30 saves for the Senators tonight in their 4th straight win. For Ullmark, this is 6 wins in a row, and he is 7-0-1 in his last 8 games. This is an insane run that Linus Ullmark is on. This is his 3rd shutout already this season, and I would have a hard time arguing anybody when they would say he could be going for another Vezina trophy this year. I don't know. Besides Anthony Stolarz this season and Logan Thompson, I don't even know about Logan Thompson. Linus Ullmark, he is turning out to be the best goalie in the league again this year. For the Ottawa Senators, the 3 goal scorers were Shane Pinto, Noah Gregor, and Tim Stützle. They improved their record to 16, 13, and 2, and they have won 6 of their past 7. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Ottawa Senators. So in these past games, they needed to get a couple wins in a row, and they have done just that. For the Seattle Kraken, it was Joey Daccord in net with the losing effort. He made 23 saves. The Kraken, they fall to 15, 16, and 2 for the season. A very underwhelming performance in Dan Bylsma's first season behind the bench for the Kraken. They have lost 2 of their past 3, including 5-1 at the Tampa Bay Lightning on Saturday. So it's just not going good. They've been outscored 8-1 in the past 2 games, just not good at all for the Crackheads. It was also the 5th time that the Seattle Kraken have been shut out this season already. That is completely unacceptable. Where is their goal scoring coming from? Like, they have Shane Wright, they have Jared McCann, they have Brandon Tanev. I guess those aren't elite goal scorers, but they ended up getting Brandon Montour for the back end. They signed Chandler Stevenson to big money. I don't think Chandler Stevenson is worth that much money that he's getting paid, but though they have goal scorers, I just don't know where their goal scoring or why their goal scoring has dried up as much as it has. Since there's not a lot to talk about for the Kraken in this game, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the Senators. It was Pinto scoring his 4th goal of the season. He's starting to pick it up, after having an absolutely atrocious start to the season. He's starting to feel it a little bit. Noah Gregor, former Leaf, Alberta boy, he scored his 4th as well in this game. These goals were both in the second period. Tim Stützle, he got the goal in the 3rd period on a breakaway for his 11th goal of the season. The Senators, they are now a point ahead of the Penguins with 2 games in hand in the second wildcard position. They are having a very good time right now in the nation's capital. And the Penguins, they're 1 point ahead of Philly, while the Rangers are 3 points behind Ottawa now. Now that the Senators have won tonight and the Rangers lost, both in regulation. I'm not going to beat up on the Rangers anymore tonight. I'm here to praise the Ottawa Senators. They are doing the right things at the right time right now. So the Ottawa Senators, they win 3-0. Last but not least for the night, 10 games out of 10, we have the Winnipeg Jets playing the San Jose Sharks in San Jose. For how good Winnipeg has been and how mediocre San Jose has been, this was actually a really close game right until the last minute. Just over a minute, I should say, after Adam Lowry scored the go-ahead goal. It ended up being 4-3 for the Winnipeg Jets, and like I just said, it was back and forth all night. For the Jets, Kyle Connor, he scored twice. He's having an absolutely amazing season. Mark Scheifele, he had an absolute bomb of a goal. He slapped the crap out of that puck. He had a goal and 2 assists in this game. Great night for him. Gabe Vilardi, he had 3 assists. Amazing game for him. The Jets just keep on rolling. They're 23-9-1 now, and they're 3-0-1 in their past 4 games. They're getting back on track to those winning ways, to that amazing start to the season that they had. They're 5-1-1 in their past 7 games as well. Connor Hellebuyck, I should have mentioned him in the Linus Ullmark segment when I said he should be getting the Vezina. Connor Hellebuyck, I would say these are 1 and 2 for the Vezina right now. He's just so good right now. He's the first goalie actually this season to reach the 20-win mark, and there's nothing to say about this guy. He's so good in net, and this is why I chose the States to win the Four Nations faceoff, as much as it pains me and kills me to pick the Americans to win anything. When you have that kind of goalie in net compared to what the Canadians have, there's just a huge difference there. Macklin Celebrini and Tyler Toffoli each had a goal and assist today. Jake Wallman continuing to have an amazing first season with the Sharks. He had 2 assists. The Sharks, they drop to 11, 18, and 5. They have lost 2 in a row and 5 of 6, so they're in a bit of a slump. They need something to get them going again. Georgiev, he made 29 saves. He was a busy boy tonight. This game was actually super chippy and super rough for these two teams not to really have too much of a rivalry and too much drama that I know of. I don't know what's going on between these fan bases. Maybe there's something going on, but these two teams, they don't play each other too much, and they shouldn't have this much of a tension between them, I should say. They were going at each other all night. Niederreiter, he had a illegal check to the head penalty. The Jets, they were picking on Celebrini all night long. They were after the whistle, they would shoot him a shot. The Sharks were having nothing to do with it because they were trying to kick the crap out of the Jets players. They even looked at celebrating the wrong way. So yeah, it was entertaining. I only got to see the third period, but the third period was extremely entertaining with back and forth and just how chippy it was. I enjoyed that. So to wrap it up, the Winnipeg Jets, they beat the San Jose Sharks 4-3 in San Jose. Well, there you go. We have 10 games covered tonight. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. Thank you for everybody that started to follow me on TikTok. I know it's not much compared to anybody, but it does mean the world to me that people are starting to follow this, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Hit like, hit subscribe, comment if you have any notes for me. I'd love to learn where to improve these videos and grow this community, and we'll see you tomorrow for Wiener Wednesday.